Hey guys, Ryan here. Thank you for joining me. I know your time is valuable. So if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're potentially interested in joining my print on demand course. This is also the best time to join because we're heading into the fourth quarter. And because if you're on the fence about joining anyways, there's two reasons why now might be the time to do it. And this isn't me just trying to sell you something. This is the truth, right? Number one, the earlier you join, if you're going to join anyways, the earlier you join, the more value you get, right? Because you start getting the content sooner. And the sooner you get the content, the faster you jumpstart your sales. And that's not just marketing lingo. This whole course, which I'm going to walk you through in a second, that is exactly what it teaches you to do from my experience. So if you have equal experience to me, then obviously don't join. It's not for you. But like, if you are looking at this and you know that you need to be doing this, this, and this, but at face value, all you really know is that you need to be there, but you don't necessarily know what it entails, right? Like maybe you need a step-by-step walkthrough of how to get there. And then once you're there, how to optimally perform as a seller. Well, that's everything that I cover in this course. But the other side of it is, like number one, the earlier you join, the more value you get. Number two, we are headed into the fourth quarter, which is the biggest sales time of year. And this year is probably going to be the biggest for e-commerce ever. For obvious reasons with what's going on in the world, increased demand for online sales. This year's already been absolutely crazy with online sales. We've seen fourth quarter volume like throughout the middle of the year. It's been absurd. I mean, it's been the people like me that were positioned to benefit from less retail sales and more online sales. It's been a cakewalk. So it's time to carve out your piece of the pie if you're not happy with where your sales are yet. If you, again, know kind of at a high level what needs to be done, but you don't know the details or like, again, this is one distinction that I always like to make about why my courses are valuable. I don't just tell you what to do. I show you how to get set up, and then I show you the optimizations. I show you how to distinguish yourself from the crowd, how to do everything possible within the confines of what the marketplaces allow, whether it's Amazon, Etsy. I mean, those two alone, Amazon and Etsy. If you're not making 4-figure profits a month minimum, then join the course. I mean, go to my income reports on YouTube or on my blog and just check out my income reports. I was able to steadily, consistently make 4-figure profits from Etsy and Amazon month over month, regardless of what time of year it was. And it's like, I can't promise you that you're going to get there, but at the same time, I can promise you I will show you every little thing I did to do that. And like from niche research to designing to each platform doing those specific optimizations, whether it's like SEO keywords, whether it's advertising, or whether it's literally doing the things you can do to stand out in search results, which to me, you'll hear a lot of people say different things, give different opinions. In my opinion, standing out in search results, when it's you and when it's 20 people you're competing with, if you can do everything possible to get that click, I think that's how you win the battle. The hardest part of this whole battle is that. It's just my personal opinion, but that is something I focus very heavily on in my approach to print on demand. And again, it is marketplace specific. There is not a one size fits all answer to any of these things. So I break it down and I'll give you a high level overview of what I teach in this course. This is the curriculum. So if you were to join, this is what you would see, and I'm going to walk you through it. But the last thing I wanted to say, in case you don't have time to listen to me go through the curriculum, is again, like the cost of the course is also going up. We're heading into the fourth quarter. Like now is the time to join if you're on the fence. This course truly is multiple courses rolled up into one. So when you join this course, you're getting multiple courses that each of them could sell for the price that I'm charging for the entry to this course. And instead you're getting all of the above for what, like $500, I think. But I'm doubling the price to $1,000 because it's to me, it's easily justifiable and people are crushing it. The students who've already joined, I mean, they're going to have the biggest fourth quarter they've ever had, but leading up to the fourth quarter, they're already killing it because like I said, this year has been crazy for e-commerce, and that this literally positions you to benefit from increased online sales. So let me give you a high level overview. Again, this is the curriculum. So if you join the course, this is what you see behind the paywall. These are all lectures. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk you through. I try to provide everything in a linear tutorial, step by step, in the order you need it. So if you get home after a long day of work and your brain is kind of like brain fog, we all get that sometimes after a long day. you can actually like just follow along. You can kind of have the critical thinking mechanism in your brain kind of switched off, and you can just follow along. I try to lay it out for you so that you can just kind of check the box like, yes, done. Yes, done. Yes, done. Now, at times you are going to need to critical think a little bit more, like when you're doing niche research, for instance, because that is subjective. There isn't like a formula that says this is good, this is not good. It is subjective. But beyond that, like, I guess niche research, design, etc. But after that, it's all pretty much formula driven, and all of my workflows are streamlined. So the way that I approach this business is not set up so that I'm going to have to sit here in my computer chair and grind through this repeatedly every day, every week for the rest of my life. What I teach you is learn the ropes. I don't just say, here, do this. I tell you why we're doing it. Like, I'm a very analytical guy. My brain works like, hey, let's do this, but let's do it this way or in this order for a reason. So if you ever say, hey, Ryan, why are we doing this? Or why in this order? There's always a reason. I always try to make sense of things. So trust that like what I'm passing on to you, I've been doing this for almost 4 years, quite successfully. This is all for a reason. So just trust in that. So the way I've ordered this, and let's go through the curriculum now. If you're still with me, I'm going to give you a high-level insight into what I'm teaching exactly. So I have everything split up into modules, and then each module has lectures within it. Currently, there's 10 modules, over 70 lectures, and I'm constantly adding to this and keeping it up to date. So in the introduction, I try to give you like the high-level introductory print-on-demand information, talk about what we're doing in this course, similar to what I'm doing now. I give you a COVID 2020 update. So how has COVID affected this business model? What does the landscape look like in 2020 and beyond? By the way, it's pretty much all positive, and it's all reinforced by real data. It's not just like me trying to sell you something. Like, keep in mind, you're already at this point, you're behind the paywall. So I don't need to sell you on the idea of print on demand at this point. I'm just telling you the truth. And guess what? It's all positive. You know what I mean? Like it's your life. If this isn't for you, it's all good. But like, this is screaming like, hey, now's the time. Now's the time to join. Now's the time to start. Because it's only going to get better. Like if you think e-commerce sales are going away, they're not. Everybody's learning right now that was resistant to ordering online. They're learning like, oh, wow, it's easier to do, faster, more efficient, and often more cost effective. I bought deodorant the other day. Dude, I was in CVS. A stick of deodorant was $8. Guess what I did? I went to Amazon, $12 and change with shipping. 4 sticks of the exact same deodorant to my house. 4. So instead of paying 8 for one, I got 4 delivered to my house for $12 plus change. Let's just say 13. You can check me on that, by the way. I promise you it's true. Go to CVS, look at the price of deodorant, and then go to Amazon. All right, let's talk about, setting up your workspace. This is an online business. So this is something that you wouldn't get in probably other courses. Other courses probably dive straight into, let's do print on demand. No, I'm trying to set you up for success as an online business owner. Like, this is the introductory module. So I'm not just skipping over stuff that I think is important or that I know is important to you. Seriously, I mean, how is this not important? So I teach you how I have my online workspace set up so that if I'm vacationing in Florida next month or something, or wherever, I mean, like I've been to China in the last 2 years, wherever I go, I can run my online business because it's all cloud-based. It's like a buzzword. Everything I do is virtual. Like, I don't just save documents to my local computer, because what if right now I'm on my desktop? What if I'm on my laptop? What if I'm on my phone? I want to be able to do everything from any internet connected device. So I teach you how I do that there. Course tools. So these are like, Chrome extensions or anything you might need, software applications that are going to help you with your print on demand business. Again, I'm making subjective suggestions based on how I run mine. Maybe it's not, a lot of it's going to be very helpful. If everything isn't for you, no problem. Like, nothing that I do is set in stone. I'm just trying to give you everything I've learned with a very pointed approach to print on demand. Again, making sense of everything as I go through it. Everything done for a reason. It's all communicated in this course. Intro to print on demand. Then I show you how marketplace fees work. That's done early on very intentionally, because I do see people selling at a loss because they just don't know how to crunch the numbers. Each marketplace is specific. So what I do in there is I break down Amazon fees, Etsy fees, eBay fees, and then places like Redbubble, you don't pay fees. It's pure profit. So we don't talk Redbubble in there. How to handle returns, in case you're wondering. And I put an appendix in here in case you have any questions about if I use an acronym and I forget to explain what it means. Go to the appendix, it's there. Production partners. These are the people we outsource fulfillment to. So that, again, if we are not manually producing and fulfilling our orders, guess what we're doing? We're scaling the business up. Would you rather have a little bit more of a profit margin and your business be stuck at a couple $100 a month or whatever you're able to achieve on your own, but then you're working 20 hours a day, or outsource that and scale your business up to any level? I mean, in this, I talk about the best day of my life with print on demand, over $7,000 in sales. And guess what? That was only possible because I wasn't manually fulfilling orders. I was focused on the marketing, really, the sales, like the research that led me to finding that trend, that led me to then serving that trend and being the first person to it and completely dominating the internet for that trend. And I talk about everything I've learned, guys. And the reason I was most successful with that story was because I had hit trends before that. And each time I hit a new trend, I learned something new. So let's say you hit a trend tomorrow. You can either learn from me and get maximum value out of you being early to that trend, or you'll learn on your own and you'll squeeze a couple $100 out of it instead of $10,000 or 20,000, you know? All right. So in this, I talk production partners. I talk about some of the most popular ones, give you my recommendations. I also say why I recommend them. As usual, everything I do, guys, I don't want you to have blind faith in me. I say, hey, I recommend this. Here's why. Try to give you I show you your way around my recommended production partner, which is Printful. Talk about managing orders, canceling orders, creating orders, what to do after your first sale, break down in-depth reviews of, that company, Printful, versus some of the other alternatives. Talk about things like pricing. Printful, by the way, is free. Not all of the other options are free, etc. So I try to give you options, but I also lead you in one direction and say, we're going this direction for this reason. So I just want you to trust that none of this stuff is done at random. A lot of the people you find online, when they do a video, they say, it's like almost like they're reading a script. It's like, oh yeah, just start an Instagram account and then promote your Shopify store. By the way, PS, like what they won't say, less than a fraction of 1% of those people ever make it. And the people who will tell you to do it, you won't see them provide a shred of proof that they're even doing it successfully. But they'll sit here looking at the camera saying, hey, just go do that. As if it's good. It's not good advice if they can't prove that it works. So everything I do, the reason you're probably watching this video, you probably already know this, is I keep it real. I provide examples of what I do and that it works. That's why I spend a full day on the first of each month doing these income reports. So you can tell I get passionate about it. But all right, module 3, it's all about niche research, how to find profitable niches. Also, notice the first 2 lectures are all about trademarks, how to protect your account, how to keep your account safe. Because if your account isn't kept safe, you're going to lose your account. You lose your account, you lose your business. You're out of business. You're undoing all the work you've done to get as far as you get prior to losing your account. So essentially, you don't ever want to lose your accounts. We're going to keep them safe. You're going to understand trademark research. And then I'm going to also explain how I validate niches beyond just trademarks based on which platform we're selling on. Then we talk about different ways to find niches. Some of them are like Merchinformer, which is a paid tool, but you don't need the paid tool. That's the only paid tool in this list. The rest of everything in this list are methods using free approaches. So no money has to be spent on niche research. But I want you to know the full spectrum because there's no right or wrong way to do it. If you find a niche that makes you money, however you found it, doesn't matter, right? And then I'll talk through, this is a really important lecture, how to find sub niches. Because for instance, we're heading into the 2020 election, but you can't just sell a shirt that says 2020, go vote. You're going to be the 150,000th t-shirt. And if you're not on page 1 of search results, you're probably not going to get clicked. So niching down is extremely important. I talk strategies about how to do that, give you real examples. Again, it's not just, hey, do this in theory. It's, hey, this is what we're going to do. Now watch me do it and talk you through it as we go. Here's the logic. Here's how I'm going to find a high level niche it down. Did we niche down far enough? Well, look at these data points. Nope, we didn't niche down far enough. We need to niche down further. Boom, here we go. We just keep going until we get a validated good niche. All right, create winning designs. So we've got a lot of design tutorials here covering, well, for one, best practices. We talk fonts, we talk pre-made graphics, because by the way, I'm not the best artist in the world and it takes time to do original graphics. Well, guess what? You don't have to. So in here, I provide you freebies for paid resources that are only I was able to negotiate for Ryan's Method students. So just you, everybody else is paying for these. I give you I don't talk about this publicly, so this is something that some people know about, most don't. But the largest free library of vector graphics that you can use commercially with no attribution, again, no payment. So that's extremely useful. Again, I'm trying to save you money and let you create really high quality premium designs and just fast forward it, make sense of it. You might be the best artist ever, but guess what? Even you can save time by not doing the original artwork. If you want to do original artwork, I'm not trying to deter you, but keep in mind, this is all a formula, right? We are trying to reverse engineer an end goal. If your end goal is to make, let's say, $10,000 a month for selling print on demand, you can get there selling original graphics, but most likely, if we ran a bunch of simulations, the highest likelihood is probably that you streamlined the design approach and used other graphics. I'm just saying. That's my personal opinion. That's how I go about it personally. I'm not trying to talk you out of doing it your way. I'm just saying everything, we try to make sense of everything. So I give you all of my graphic resources here and a lot of freebies. I teach you introduction to Photoshop, give you some free tools for converting to higher DPIs, which is typically recommended for print on demand. Talk text designs, distressed effect, talk about color schemes. We talk Canva, we talk Photopea. Canva is a free tool that has a paid upgrade that most people need. Photopea, completely free, browser-based version of Photoshop, give you a tutorial there. We talk about design strategy, how to stand out in search results. That's incredibly important. More Photoshop tutorials. And we talk fonts again related to Canva. So again, it's a lot of like very targeted, if you're using Canva, watch the Canva lectures. Otherwise, skip the Canva lectures. If you're in Photoshop, watch those. Otherwise, if you're in Photopea, watch those, etc. But I give you options because I know it's not one size fits all. And I'm going to add support for Affinity Designer as well soon. All right, then we get into the platform specific stuff. We talk about the the alphas, the big names first. So Amazon should be top priority. It's got the most customers, and not to insult your intelligence, but we know if we're trying to maximize sales, what do? We follow the customers. So we're going to follow them to Amazon because that's where most of them go. So we're going to sell on Amazon. This is through Seller Central. All right. This is Seller Central, honestly, probably responsible for the most people quitting selling on Amazon more than any other reason, because Seller Central is so unintuitive and that website is just so hard to figure out how to use. Don't worry, I walk you through everything in here, so that won't be you. You won't be one of the people that can't figure it out and that gives up, because I'm going to show you around where you need to be in Seller Central to get set up as a seller. So I walk you through intro to selling on Amazon, a GTIN exemption, how to upload to Amazon, how to advertise on Amazon should you choose to. Advertising is not required because, again, this is the #1 e-commerce website in the world, so it's not required. But for instance, if you're selling original artwork and trying to create demand for something that customers don't know about, well, guess what? You're going to have to advertise. You're going to have to pay to get in front of them. But if you're just trying to do my recommended approach, if your goal is just to make money, look where people are going and what they're buying and just say, all right, let me cater to that demand. Well, then you don't need to advertise. It's not a requirement. Again, that's also why we niche down and we do niche research. So we talk about ads, talk about the buy box. That's a concept that a lot of people don't understand initially. It's kind of a weird thing Amazon does, but we'll talk about that. How to do bulk updates on handling time. Guess what? In the fourth quarter, you have to do this. And this process, I'm just going to keep it real. It sucks. It involves CSV downloads, edits. It's not fun, but I provide a exact step-by-step tutorial. All you have to do is follow along with me. I have it in writing and I have it in video form. Trust me, I take care of you. I handhold you through the whole process, but you have to do this in the fourth quarter because whoever you're using to fulfill your products, Printful, Printify, Gearbubble, whoever, Guten, they're all going to slow down. And if your handling time doesn't reflect the delay in processing, you're putting your account at risk. So again, we have to protect our accounts. I got your back, everything you need. That lecture is extremely important as we head into the fourth quarter. Important things like contacting seller support, buyer seller messaging, talking to because you're going to have customers that reach out. I'm going to show you efficient ways of using templates for things. I'm also going to show you just how to do it in general, because again, Seller Central is a pain in the butt to learn. All right. Reporting infringing listings and stolen designs, because people are going to rip you off at times. It sucks, but it happens. And then the algorithm. It's important to understand the algorithm because that's what we're catering to get our rank. Ideally, we want all organic sales. So we need to play the game, as I like to say. Understanding the algorithm really helps. All right, Etsy. So again, you should be making 4-figure profits on Etsy at a minimum. I'm going to give you the keys. If you can make, by the way, if you can make $1,000 a month on Etsy, what's stopping you from making $2,000 a month? just keep scaling, keep doing the same thing, right? Just keep iterating through the process, adding new listings, adding new listings. The hardest part is getting started, but don't worry. I walk you through, if you're not even set up on Etsy, everything you need to know to get set up, done. But from there, that's when the game starts. I always liken this to World of Warcraft, a popular computer game. When you start World of Warcraft, your character is level 1. Then you have to level him up all the way, him or her. You have to level them up all the way to the max level. And then you get to the max level. Maybe it's been a month, maybe it's been 2 months, and you're like, yes, I did it. In reality, all you've done is the minimum. You've done what everybody eventually does, right? So selling on Etsy, this is a great example because there's so many optimizations you can do that are optional on Etsy that most people don't do. And then they say, man, I'm selling on Etsy, but I'm not making sales. And it's like, exactly, because you've done the minimum. So what I do is I walk you through how to do the minimum, and then I walk you through all the additional optimizations that separate you from the pack so that you can be a successful Etsy seller and not just a I'm selling on Etsy person who isn't shining, right? Who isn't doing everything possible to succeed. So again, if I'm not speaking your language, then there's no point in joining the course. In this course, it's not enough just to do the minimum. I'm gonna be that guy that's like, hey, keep going, do this. Don't forget to do that, you know? Whenever I do these Etsy shop reviews on my YouTube channel, it's like, you see it. You see people that are excited that they've grinded through things that weren't easy, and then they're happy that they've accomplished something, but in reality, it's like they haven't done enough yet, you know? There's still a little bit more to go. All right, we talk Redbubble in depth. I'm going to expand this out, by the way. That module for Redbubble, I've definitely got at least 2 or 3 more lectures coming in the near future. All right, we talk eBay. Now, eBay, to me, it's like free money, right? Because eBay is not going to make you rich, but at the same time, like I still get sales on eBay, especially trends. If I hit a trend, I know to throw it up on eBay because eBay still does get sales. It's just one of those things where eBay's so hyper competitive. eBay's like the Redbubble of what I mean by that is like Redbubble's probably got the most sellers competing for a piece of the pie, more than Etsy, more than Amazon, because Etsy and Amazon have a higher barrier of entry than Redbubble does. As a result, more competition makes it harder to make as much money. eBay's similar in that regard, but doesn't mean you can't make money on eBay. It just means that like if you're making money, someone's going to find out and rip you off at some point. And it's just kind of, eBay is kind of like a crappy game to play. You can tell I'm not as excited about eBay as I am like Amazon and Etsy. Like I'm not going to say, hey, you're going to be making 4-figure profit on eBay. I'm not going to guarantee you that, but you're going to be making some profit on eBay. And just being set up so that if you find a trend or you have a really good design, throw it up on eBay. You got nothing to lose. You know, I'll show you how to get like free listings, for instance, too. And if you want to, how to advertise on eBay, which not a lot of people take advantage of. And eBay's advertising model is actually really interesting because you don't have to pay per click. You only pay per sale, and you pay a percentage of the sale price. So it's really cool. It's really unique. Module 9, additional platforms and markets. So again, you don't want to skip selling on these, but at the same time, I talk about my strategy for establishing yourself and establishing a presence on those markets. And I pull from my years of experience selling on them to give you priority. Which ones should you prioritize? Which ones are getting the most traffic and have the most profit potential, etc. And then the bonus, this is invaluable, but I walk you through how to automate the design process and the upload process, which ties in very closely to module 9 because, for instance, like Teespring does not get that much organic traffic. Teespring wants you to do the work. They want you to work for them. And I like platforms that work for us. That's why I prioritize like Amazon and Etsy because they do a lot of work for us. Just by being on Amazon and Etsy, we can get a lot of sales, make a lot of money. Whereas Teespring, just being there doesn't really guarantee us much at all. Teespring, they don't like to promote their sellers. Now, you may have heard contrary, but did you see proof? Because I know there are YouTubers out there that say, just be on Teespring and join the boosted network. And it's like, they don't really ever say what that actually means. Don't worry, I break it down for you in this lecture. What it really means, because I've had to do a lot of research because I've gotten a lot of inquiries about that. People who go to YouTube and they see Teespring videos. And if you want Teespring, if you want to hear like a real story about Teespring, check out my YouTube video with Shimmy Morris because he sold 70,000 on Teespring. But guess what he did? He did it all with Facebook ads because, again, Teespring is not working for you. They want you to drive the traffic, which is, you know, at that point, you're just an online marketer. You're not a print on demand seller. Well, really, you're doing all of the above, which is taking on quite a bit. So that's more than most people can handle, honestly. And that's the more complicated you make things, the higher the likelihood of failure, honestly. All right, bonus material. Again, this is all the automation stuff. I mean, what's not to love about automation? You don't have to sit here and grind through this every single day doing things that, again, I don't want to say a robot can do, because this is just software that mimics how a human interacts with a computer. I am a web developer. I understand how this works. They're just doing for us what we would be doing otherwise. So highly recommend you do that. Also, by joining the course, none of the automation tools are free, but I've locked in massive discounts for the automation design creation and the uploader. So you can also, if you choose to use them, you're getting the best price available. So anyways, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Sorry that this video went on so long. You can tell I get passionate about it. I also talk fast. Sorry about that. But if you have any questions, just hit reply to this email. Let me know, or hit me up on Facebook Messenger. I don't have a team of people. It's just me. I'm in this chair. I'm doing this stuff. You know, I really do this stuff, the stuff that I teach. I really respond to the emails and the questions. So I'd be happy to talk to you if you have any questions, concerns, whatever. But I look forward to seeing you on the other side, hopefully.